So, welcome to the Identity Action Threshold Masterclass. Okay, if you're ambitious but inconsistent, you do not have a motivation problem, and you don't even have a discipline problem, even though that's what the entire internet tells you. You have an identity action threshold problem. And I know that's a mouthful, but it will change your life. Trust me. You can sprint for a day, maybe a week, but then you hit a wall and you disappear. Today I'll show you how to raise the floor so you can stop resetting your momentum. This is designed for the version of me who couldn't even work 5 minutes a day on his business. Imagine that. Imagine telling everybody how much money you want to make and how much you're pursuing this online business thing, and you make it your whole thing, and you can't even work 5 minutes a day on it. Imagine how pathetic you feel. And you can tell it fucked with my life for a long time. Until I learned this, of course. But I couldn't even eat healthy for 2 days in a row. I was trying to lose weight, I was trying to change my physique, and I couldn't even do that. But now I've lost 25 kilograms, and I've made online business my full-time income at 21. I was truly at rock bottom, but following this allowed me to achieve consistency and enough momentum to hit escape velocity, which is where every action that you've been avoiding feels effortless now. And as a byproduct of that, you get the result, which is the body, which is the business, which is the girl, right? So we are not the highest version of ourselves that we can imagine. We are the lowest version of ourselves that we accept. Understand that you will do nothing to achieve your dreams, but fight like hell not to breach your standards. If you want to achieve your dreams and goals, you must turn them into irrefutable standards. That's a quote by Sam Ovens, and it is... You might not get it first time around from hearing it, but once you experience it and you see the patterns in your life, you'll realize how damn important that is. But this guy right here is Derrick Rose. He is I think he's retired now, but he was a basketball player. And this was his 2012 season, I believe, 2013, 2012. And he won the MVP, the Most Valuable Player Award. He had the craziest season, and if you watch basketball, you know how fucking insane Derrick Rose's prime was. But then after that, he did nothing. He kind of became like a rotational player that nobody was really excited to see play. And that's kind of how you are right now. Most people who are unsuccessful but have the drive to succeed are extremely hardworking, but they lack consistency. But you lack consistency. You have the vision, you have the ambition, but yet you can't stick with anything. You have low standards, so you take a lot of action in small bursts and do nothing for big windows. And this graph kind of shows it, right? You're kind of where you are, you're kind of dilly-dallying around, not really doing too much, and then out of nowhere you get this crazy drive and motivation, and you make insane progress for maybe 3 days, a week max. And you're like, damn, I'm actually doing this thing. I'm actually pursuing my dreams and winning. Right? And then you drop back down. And here, you don't just drop back down to baseline, you drop even further down. Right? And then this can be called a rut or kind of a depressed state, but you kind of tear everything down that you've just built. And without an increased floor, there's no momentum, and every long gap resets the progress that you've just made. So you never build up any momentum, and therefore you never stack enough rocks with the identity you need to achieve your vision. Identity has become a bit of a buzzword, right? Shift your identity, transform your identity. Everybody's telling you about identity, but what the fuck, what is it? So today we're going to define it as automatic patterns of thought and emotions which lead to frictionless behavior. That's it. Automatic patterns of thought and emotion which lead to frictionless behavior. Simple. So the question now is, how can we increase our standards? So, what is identity action threshold? And this is a concept that I created. Your identity action threshold is the amount of daily action you can take without emotional burnout. Simple. Maybe right now, your main thing is that you need to send outbound DMs to your business. You say that you want to send 10 a day, but you don't stay consistent in that. So maybe it's 5. Could you send 5 a day? Have you been doing 5 a day? If the answer is no, then maybe it's 3. Can you do 3? Maybe the answer is no. Maybe it's 1. all right? And that makes you feel a bit pathetic, but maybe it's one. That's where your identity action threshold is currently. When you exceed your identity action threshold, we should just call it IAT. IAT. Okay, no, that's not going to stick. But when you exceed it, you get resistance, avoidance, and the I'll do it tomorrow again loop. All while you're experiencing emotional burnout. All while you're experiencing emotional burnout, your old identity, covered in the next section, will throw emotional stones at you. So when you've exceeded this action threshold, you then get burnt out, and then you get all of these 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 emotions such as doubt, fear, shame, guilt thrown onto you by your old identity. You aren't good enough. This level of work is pathetic. And this leads to an inability to be alone and tolerate your own mind. Hence why you see everybody wearing headphones all the goddamn time. People cannot sit with their thoughts. They're scrolling. Right? They're scrolling, they're listening to music, they're talking to someone, they're messaging a girl who quite frankly is just leading them along and is fucking another guy on the side, right? Like, everybody is distracting themselves because they cannot be of their own mind. And what you need to do is you need to bring down the threat response in your own mind to expand your reality, right? This is the wall that we need to bring down so that we can get to the promised land. And yes, this is Attack on Titan, and no, this is not promised land like in the anime, but you get the point, okay? This sporadic work rate that you have shows up in all areas of your life, right? The gym, dating, diet, the cleanliness of your room. Look at how you do your workouts. Look at how you do them. You don't do them calm and controlled. You just explode. Like, there's no consistency in anything that you do. You're sporadic, you're all over the place. And the reason that is because you go with the emotion of the moment. You go with the whim of the moment. And because you do that, you have no consistency. And because you have no consistency, you have no results. But this is your current identity's standard, which we will change. So how does your old identity trap you in your current reality? And Alyssa Liu, I think that's how you say her name, Alyssa Liu, the girl who does figure skating and just won the Olympics. She's fucking incredible, by the way, but she had this quote which hit me. I'm connected to, it's so fucking great. I'm connected to everything, but attached to nothing. Like, bruh, that's so good. Like, really, I'm connected to everything, but attached to nothing. Now, how does this relate? Your old identity will forever be the only thing that holds you back from your new identity. Your old identity will forever be the only thing that holds you back from your new identity, and as a result, your new reality. Because we do not achieve goals, we achieve an identity which then manifests those goals. Your identity can be conceptualized again as your self-concept, your frequency, your state of consciousness, or your mental attitude. Some people come at this from a very psychological neuroscience standpoint. Some people come at this whole thing from a very metaphysical standpoint, so they'll call it frequency, or a philosophical standpoint, so they'll call it self-concept. But they are essentially all just the main thing. They're the same thing, sorry. The uneasy feeling you get in your gut whenever you think about doing the work, or whenever you think about sticking to that diet, that's your old identity coming through. Your old identity is... Okay, I'm going to drink some water. Old identity is made up of three things. Inner directed beliefs, which is your self-image. Outer directed beliefs, which is your paradigm/worldview. And then thirdly, your emotional state. Now again, you've probably heard a lot about beliefs. You need to change your beliefs, limiting beliefs, right? Limiting beliefs is a massive word or concept in the self-improvement space. But below is a diagram showing why they are truly so important, like quite literally. Here we can see how, so on the right side in the blue we have reality, and on the left we have beliefs, our identity essentially. And we see how our beliefs change the actions that we take, which then creates our reality, and then the reality feeds back in and creates a belief. So we have a belief, we take action on it, we then get the result of that belief, and we believe because we've got the result that the belief must be true. But the thing that got the result was the belief, right? And I will come back to this, but this is extremely important. Our mind has a love for what is familiar and it has a distaste for what is unfamiliar. And this is purely for survival, as why not stick with what we know? As we have remained alive up until now, why not stick with it? We're alive. Life isn't too bad. Let's stick with it. And if we change, then we risk death, right? Because our brains are still kind of caveman brains. So humans are created to survive, not thrive. That's a bar. Here are some features your current identity may hold. I find it hard to sit down and focus. I guarantee that's one that you have, which is an inner directed belief. Giving away something for free is stupid. That's an outer directed belief. And then an emotional home that you might have is shame and insecurity. But if you have the belief that I find it hard to sit down and focus, that's the belief in red here. What action is going to stem from that? You're then going to find it hard to focus and sit down, and you simply won't do it. You won't do the work. What's the result or the reality they experience from that? I'm going to pass this over to you. What is it? What is the reality that you experience from that? From doing no work. You don't make much money in your business, do you? You don't really get the physique that you wanted. You stagnate. You procrastinate. That's what the fuck you do. Your current identity is familiar with failure, so it sets the ideal so high that it paralyzes you. Perfectionism is a trait often synonymous with the identity of someone who procrastinates. Before you create a new identity to step into, you must kill your current one with awareness. So how do we actually increase our identity action threshold? And this is what you've been waiting for the whole time, but I needed to give you some context, okay? Because without understanding, you're gonna get nowhere, quite frankly. You already know, you have the protocol, you have the action steps, you have everything. You know that you need a calorie deficit, you know that you need to send outbound DMs and record content. You know exactly what to do, yet you don't do it. So don't tell me that this is all you care about, because it's not. Well, maybe it is, but it's not all that you should care about. And that's one of the reasons why you have stagnated. Side tangent, but how do you increase your identity action threshold? The level of action you're able to be consistent with will often be embarrassingly low to your old identity, to your ego. This is the thing that's trapping us. Your old identity. Remember what I said up here? Your old identity will forever be the only thing that holds you back from your new identity, and as a result, your new reality. Okay. Your ego wants you to go from 0 to 100. That's why you failed every time you tried. Bro, how many times have you binged and then you tell yourself that tomorrow you're gonna fast, right? You're gonna fast tomorrow and not eat. It's so backwards, bro. It's so backwards. Or you do no work today, so you tell yourself, tomorrow I'm gonna work 12 hours and tomorrow comes and you don't do any of it. It's ridiculous. And it's why you failed every time you tried. You don't need more motivation, you need a lower floor so that you can scale up. So there's two parts here. Okay, I can't let you see the physical alignment. Well, I can, but then you're going to click off because you got a source. But listen, there's two parts. And this is what I teach my clients inside the Protagonist protocol. There's two parts to beating procrastination. There's physical alignment, and then there's mental alignment. And you need both. You need to be working on both in order to get over this goddamn hurdle that you have, this wall, this block. You need physical alignment and you need mental alignment. And most people just focus on physical alignment. What's the action I need to take? But you're going back, you're starting at the wrong thing. So, mental alignment. Stop setting goals and start setting experiments. Goals invite failure, experiments invite data. I work out 5 days next week is a goal. You either hit it or you don't. And if you miss once, you then give your old identity ammunition to say, yeah, we're just not that type of person. See, we have this belief, that's just not who we are. So instead you say, I'll test working out on Monday. Like I'll go for, Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And I'll do that for 2 weeks and just see if I can stick to it. And if I can't stick to it, right, then maybe I'll just do Monday and Friday. If I can't do Monday and Friday, I'll just do Monday. You need to start so small that you can stick to it, that you can finally be consistent in something, right? That's the goal here. You don't pass or fail, you just have feedback, right? This removes the threat response. Your old identity can't attack you for running an experiment, right? Because you can't fail. Over time, the experiment gets bigger, your threshold rises, and what used to feel like a sprint starts to feel like a walk. I go to the gym every day. Like every day. I love it. It pains me not to go. I work on my business every single day. It pains me not to work. Like imagine that. It pains me. It's incredible, like really. Because I remember struggling to work out twice a week. And I hated myself for it. But yeah. That's momentum. Like this is momentum. This is momentum building. This is identity shifting. This is all that it is. That's it. So now physical alignment. Now this is the action step that you're actually going to take action on. And this will change your life. Get a habit tracker. Not an app, paper, right? Set goals so small that they feel stupid. Not I'll work on my business for 2 hours a day. More like I'll open my laptop and work for 5 minutes. And if I can't even work for 5 minutes, I'll work for 1 minute, or I'll do one action, or I'll just open my goddamn laptop, right? Not I'll eat clean all week, more like I'll eat healthy. I'll eat one healthy meal a day. That's it. If I just eat some goddamn vegetables, like, okay, so I bought some broccoli, it's frozen. I will go get a bowl, I'll put the broccoli in the bowl, I'll put it in the microwave, and I'll just eat that one piece of broccoli. You do that every day for 2 weeks. You've stayed consistent with it. Incredible. Progress. Where are we going to be at in a year? Imagine. Sorry. But your ego will fight this. It will tell you it's not enough. It will tell you it's pathetic. But that's just the old identity talking. Don't negotiate with it. The goal isn't the 5 minutes. The goal is the identity proof that you get. Every small action is a vote for who you're becoming. And I live this shit, right? Quite literally, this is my habit tracker now. I started slightly late in February, but there it is nonetheless. And I still miss days, as you can see. And on here I have meditation, reading, gratitude, prayer, replies, DMs, posts, and YouTube, right? Am I working on a YouTube video? Am I writing posts? Am I sending replies? Am I sending DMs? Am I meditating, right? But what I want you to do is not aim for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. If you just do one breath of presence and that's it, tick it off. If you are trying to go for a run or go to the gym, just step into the gym and then step out if you really want to. If you're trying to go for a run, lace up your shoes, run one step and come back, tick it off. We are starting at the bare minimum here, and you will be shocked. You will not even believe how quickly this takes off, because there's the law of exponential growth. That if you just start small, and again, small, you go up like crazy. This is where you start. This is where your dreams come true. This is it. Take small actions. Thank you for watching. That was quite an abrupt end. Thank you. I appreciate it if you have made it this far. I really do enjoy making these videos. I'm going to make a lot more of them. If you are looking to beat procrastination and launch into a new life and really master all of this stuff, then book a call below. Let's see if we're a good fit to work together. And yeah, peace.